Okay, so let me put it up on YouTube. So I guess I'll use the YouTube thing and then share it over to Facebook, and we can just do that for now.
Okay. How do we share? Oh, copy streaming link. Well, there we go. Nice. Now I just have to email that to myself.
John says he'll be here momentarily. I'm going to take this opportunity to use the bathroom, and then we'll all be ready to go.
Just so you know, we
Hmm.
are live, right?
That's nice. Hi.
Hey guys.
Just announcing. Hello and welcome everybody to the Ryan Goes PE challenge. What's the YouTube channel's name?
It should be. Give me a second. I think it's right on Instagram. I can't. Why does Instagram have to be the fucking hard one? It's so annoying. Our YouTube channel is 3 episode podcast.
Spelled out 3 or?
Yep, 3 episode podcast. Yep.
Okay. That's why I can't find it.
Hmm. Okay. Well, once Ryan comes back, we'll start.
Hmm.
This video requires payment to watch. Fucking wonderful.
I still cannot find the YouTube channel.
Well, that's because we've never used it before, Trev.
Oh, okay.
See if it'll let me watch it. Okay, it will if you're logged in. Okay, I shared the video, Trev.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Steve.
Yeah, hello. Am I doing this right?
Yeah.
Wait. There we go.
Yeah, no, that. Oh, I flipped it.
Err. Hold on. I'll fix this.
What you doing, Justin?
Trying to make sure that this can be watched, which you can't even fucking find us. With all this shit. Okay,
Oh, I flipped it.
there we go. Okay, so now we can start. Now that I can make sure that. Okay. That's fine. Well, this is the launch of our YouTube channel since we didn't have any videos on our YouTube channel before. Now we do.
Awesome.
One live YouTube video.
You.
We're gonna be famous.
Mm. I don't think that's how that works, Steve, but sure.
Not anymore, right?
No, not
No.
anymore. Okay, let me hit record. Record on this computer because we don't pay for the fucking cloud. Cool, and we are recording. And I see Rivs there. We'll wait for well his audio is there. He is. I see
Yay,
him.
it's Rip.
It's Riv
Hi,
Boy.
John.
It's Riv Boy. He's John,
Morning,
and
John.
we can't hear him talking.
Yeah, you're muted.
It's Rip Snack.
Okay, well, we're gonna start anyway. John will figure his shit out. No, I read your lips, but I can't. No. You guys suck. That's fucked up. Okay, so now that 30 minutes over, but welcome to the 3-episode podcast. Tonight we are going to be talking about our third entry into our Aliens trio. This episode is titled Space, the Final Frontier, because we started out doing the past. We talked about a little bit about the present and alien abductions, that kind of stuff, like do aliens visit us? And we're going to close out this chapter with the future and where space exploration is going from here. Because it's kind of like, did they reach out to us? Are they reaching out to us? Are we reaching out to them? Kind of thing. That's kind of how these 3 episodes went. As usual, I am your MC and host, Justin. To left, right, whatever is my brother Ryan.
Hello.
Diagonal below or above is Steve.
Hey, what's up?
Joining us from Thomas College in Maine is our brother our brother Travis, or otherwise known as
Wait,
College
I'm in
Boy.
college?
Say hi,
Hello.
Trav, from
Hello.
college.
Hello from college. Yes.
And joining us, and I don't know if his audio is good yet or not, but is John. No, we still
Nope, his
can't hear you,
audio
John.
isn't good.
He's muted now. Ask to unmute. No.
Make sure the microphone is right. Do the test.
Ask to unmute. Unmute yourself, John.
Okay,
Okay, well, we're going to start without John then. So tonight we're going to get into space a little bit. The first thing I wanted to talk about is the current space missions. Some of the stuff that NASA currently has going on. Does anybody know anything about what we're doing in space right now? Because we don't have any manned missions technically. I mean, there's International Space Station stuff, but does anybody know what NASA's currently, like some of the stuff that NASA is working on?
Isn't there another rover that's being readied, or if not being readied, on its way to Mars?
Yeah, so these are not in any kind of order. I was trying to find something good. NASA has their own thing on their website about these. I don't. These all look to be older, but I think these are current. The most current one that I can find launched in February, and that's the Solar Orbiter, which is taking detailed measurements of the inner helisphere and solar winds. So it's basically a probe that we launched in February that will be taking a look at the sun. But the rest of these all launched in, I have some like 2014, 2007, some of the older ones. There's one from 1963 that's still technically a current space mission, because it takes a long time in space. So if none of you guys knew that, space is
Well-
really, really, really big.
Yeah, well, there's
No.
the ones that we sent out without any hope of it coming back or anything. It just is going,
Yeah.
going.
Well, there's one that was sent in 2018 and arrived in 2018, but that was the Insight Insight lander, which was Mars. There's
Yep.
a couple of Mars things. There's a couple. There's one that's supposed to be going and studying Saturn. Sorry, John was messaging me, but yeah, so just a bunch of NASA's got a lot of shit going on. Voyager 1, Voyager 2 are probably the two most popular ones that people know about. But yeah, what do you guys think about where NASA is, and what do you think they should be? I know you guys didn't do any kind of studying or any kind of research on this, and my research is just kind of today. I didn't really do much earlier, but what do you guys think of what we're currently doing, and what do you think NASA should be? Because we're the experts. So what do you think NASA should be focusing on?
Well, NASA should be focused on finding another planet, exploring interplanetary, like living on Mars kind of stuff. And then after that, like figuring out how the hell we can get out of this hellhole kind of thing before
So-
the planet explodes.
There is current stuff going on about that. I do have that covered under the humans on Mars, which is the next thing that I want to talk about. But these are just we'll call them probes. We'll call them not manned mission stuff, but these are probes, and some of the things that the Mars missions that NASA has are gathering some intel on Mars that we may not have already. So
Yeah.
dry
So-
and full of facts tonight. Sorry.
The NASA rovers are basically there to figure out stuff about Mars, and they want to figure out, like, did it ever have life on it at one point? What was the history of Mars? And all sort of stuff that most people would be like, why the fuck do we even care? But really it has a lot to do with the history of our solar system, and it also has to do with, like, if we ever have a future on Mars or like, hey, you like capitalism? Well, maybe we could go mining on Mars for some rare shit or something,
Right.
It's sort of important.
Currently, I forget, I think it was either NASA or SpaceX funded a competition from a bunch of people to get together to make 3D printers that could land on Mars and by themselves, without really much human interaction whatsoever, 3D print houses that would
Yes.
already be there on Mars by the time that we get there. Oh yeah, we watched this together. This was on
Yep.
the
I forgot what
documentary we
I
watched.
forgot what the name of that documentary series was, but YouTube had a documentary series that was actually narrated and hosted by Robert Downey Jr. It's really
Yeah.
good. I highly recommend it. I can't remember what the name of it is right this second.
AI something.
So
Yes.
so currently yeah, okay, so currently we're kind of skipping ahead to the Mars things, but the missions that you're talking about as far as old Muskie is concerned is in 2022 they want to get the first cargo to the moon, which I believe includes the auto house building things that you're talking about, Trev.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the first human mission mounted for Mars is 2024.
Yeah. They NASA also has something up on their website about that in 2024 they're hoping to have the first woman and man go up to the moon again.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like why go up to the moon again, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's one of the things that our glorious leader has promised is more. That's why he made his what is it, Space Force?
Yeah. Space
Yeah,
Force,
which-
which has done absolutely nothing in the past, 3 years that it's been created? Yeah.
I didn't even look up anything on Space Force because I thought it was a waste of time to even try and look up anything, any facts or anything that they're fucking doing. I did not even care. So I did not look up anything about them or what they currently have going on. So this is mostly just NASA and SpaceX that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so one of the interesting things is as of the last time that I saw, again, some of our facts may have changed since what I'm looking at and some of the research I've done, but Musk believes that he'll be able to make a ship that will get from Earth to Mars in about 30 days. So, which is pretty exciting because I think right now it takes like 3 months.
Yeah.
So, but that's mostly because they have to preserve fuel and it's kind of just coasting, which is interesting. But that brings me to my first topic of conversation. If you could colonize, if they gave you the chance to colonize Mars, and they gave you the chance to bring someone with you, would you colonize Mars, and why or why not? But you can never come back to Earth. It's not a two-way trip. It's going to Mars and colonizing Mars. It's not like going back and forth. It's like you will be the first people on Mars.
Would we be able to still interact with Earth?
For the purpose of this, I will say yes. Communication would probably take a really long fucking time. Like it wouldn't be instant communication. It would be like videos or anything, but or like video chat. But yeah. Let's say you can communicate with Earth, but you can never return to Earth.
Yeah, all like the YouTube videos and stuff that you want to watch, and all like podcasts and all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be like a year late, month late.
Yeah, probably safe to assume.
I mean, I would do it, especially because I'm young and I don't have anything right now.
What are you trying to say, Trev?
Listen,
Are you saying we're too old for space travel?
no, that's not what I'm saying.
I would say I'm too old for space travel at this point. I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess I need mail delivered on Mars, so I could go and do that.
That would be a long route.
That's my route. I'll just go to Mars every month with a bag of mail, deliver it to everybody, and then take a ship back. That's my life.
I mean, at least in the beginning, that's going to be 30 days there and 30 days back.
Yeah.
So.
You probably get paid well though.
Yep. There you go. Who's got
I
the
would
longest?
hope so.
Who's got the longest postal route in history? I do.
I mean, by that point, it's all digital mail, so that
Yeah.
the postal service is not needed to bring shit to Mars, unless
I
your
need my
warranty
Amazon.
expires. No,
I need my Amazon packages.
yeah, well, those will probably go up with cargo shipments.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think I would. I don't think I would go, just because at this point I'm too well established and stuff.
That's
There's
what I
too
was trying to
much-
say.
Yeah. There's too much around me that I would be leaving behind for me to go to Mars in my life right now. Probably when I was younger, probably when I was Travis's age, I would have been like, Fuck yeah, I'll go to Mars. Let's go to fucking Mars.
Yeah.
I'll be the first man. I'll be one of the first people to live on Mars. That sounds like fun.
And populate Mars.
Yep.
Wink wonk.
Yeah. What about you, Steve?
Nah, I don't think I would do it. Probably when I was younger. Yeah. Probably not. I was never really like the survival person. I guess so.
Well, I mean, this is them. I mean, the implication here is that they would have, or what we had set up already is the fact that they would have already had cargo go up. They would already have habitats. Like, it's not so much a survival thing. It's not like fucking Boy Scouts. It's not like you're going to go and like whittle a spear and kill like a Mars cow or some shit like that. Like, that's not like.
No, I would just grab a piece. I would just grab a rock. It's fine.
You might have to get used to eating potatoes a lot, but you know.
I like potatoes.
Yeah.
I know Ryan got that reference. I don't know if
Yep.
Travis got that
Yep.
reference. But...
All right, now I got the Martian reference. It's all right.
Okay. Yeah, but
yeah.
I mean, I would before I met Amber, and I mean, I have Amber and Logan now, so it's not something I would do now in life, even though I know our planet is doomed and it's probably the best hope for survival at this point. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could reliably bring Amber and Logan with me and populate Mars, you know, with them, then I'd definitely consider it. Getting off this fucking hellhole and going to a new planet. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'll grow up on Mars. He'll be a Mars man.
Yeah, but he would not be a Martian because he would not have been born on
Nope.
Mars.
Nope.
He would be an alien, though, because he's born on another planet.
Yep.
Let's see if Riv fixed his microphone issues.
He's not there anymore.
No, but he just
Oh,
asked.
he's coming. He's
There we
coming.
go.
He is coming.
And then we can fill him in on what we were talking about and see what his thoughts are.
Yeah.
And he
I
did,
mean, as a person that's usually very interested in science and learning new things and stuff like that, I think I would be interested in it. And it would be a very interesting life to live, but I don't know if I would do it at this point.
Okay, so what level of what would make you be able to, like, if in the next couple of years they figured it out where going, let's say, okay, let's set this up. Going from Earth to Mars is possible, and it only takes, let's say, 2 weeks, and there's habitat set up, and like it's a really not comfortable life, but like it's not a bad life. And there was a possibility of coming back to Earth, but it's not like easy to do. Like you'd have to like book a trip and it, you know, that kind of shit. Like
Yeah.
if you had the possibility of coming back and forth, but you would have a hard time. Like it wouldn't be like an easy life being a colonist of Mars.
See,
Would you do it
I
then?
could, yeah, I would do that. I mean, I think it would be very interesting to live on Mars and experience things, and I think it would be a good life lived. And I would hope to contribute to science and everything.
Right.
I'd be a willing like laborer on Mars, I think. At least for a little while. Maybe if it was like a go there for like 5 years and earn like a whole bunch of money for doing it and everything like that, I would do that.
You mean like a
Ain't
deep
no
sea
way
fisher?
in hell.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the two. While you were away, John, here's the two situations. So the question is, would you go and colonize Mars? And there's
Fuck
two.
no.
Okay, so there was two situations I was about to. But if you're saying fuck no altogether, then
Fuck no. Why would I leave this hellhole for a god awful hellhole with no internet and porn?
well, see, okay, so that's
You'd
the thing.
have to make your
Time
own
out.
porn.
I gotta make this
Oh,
joke
God.
because my mic wasn't working earlier. Why the fuck is College Boy not on camera?
because he
Because I
isn't.
don't got one.
Get a fucking
Yeah, there you
camera,
go.
bro.
Wait, are you using your laptop, Trev, or using your phone?
I'm using my desktop.
Oh yeah. Okay, so he doesn't have a
Well,
webcam.
that's your first mistake.
Oh,
I got a Lapras
Listen.
behind me and a
I'll-
Vulpix.
I'll
Nice.
send you a very nice. I'll send you a program that you can use your cell phone as your camera.
Yeah,
Ooh,
there you
okay.
go, Trev.
Nice.
Yeah, and then next week during our interlude, you can give people a tour of your dorm room. So, John, the first situation was
I'm trying
you
to do a
would
magic
go to
trick. I'm trying
Mars.
to abracadabra a cat out of the bag.
So you would go to Mars, but you wouldn't be able to come back to Earth. You would never be able to come back to Earth. But you'd make like a bunch of money, and you'd be a colonist of Mars.
Listen, I saw this documentary where these aliens took over a ship.
I thought you were about to say I saw this documentary where this guy went to Mars and grew potatoes for a year.
No, I actually still haven't seen that Matt Damon flick.
I highly recommend it to anyone.
Matt
That'll be an early
Damon.
recommendation. Anybody who has not seen The Martian, please go see it.
Damon.
Anyone who hasn't read the book should read the book because the book is fucking amazing.
Got it.
That
Gay
too.
space probe coming to get me.
Okay, and the second situation is there's already habitats there. There's the possibility of coming back and forth to Earth. It only takes about 2 weeks to get to Mars, and let's say there's internet on Mars. Would you go and colonize Mars then?
No, fuck that. Fuck that. Absolutely not. Unless there's Pokemon on Mars, which there isn't. You can't pull that one on me. You ain't getting my fat ass off Earth. Away
Okay,
from
so-
my 1.0 gravity with my lunar cycle and my morning constitutions.
So let's add that. Niantic added Mars to Pokemon Go. Now will you
No,
go?
Fuck that, because Pokemon
Ju-
Go is not Pokemon.
What
They're
if
going
what
to
if you were
do
able
to
to what
make
if
me
you were
less
able
sad.
to go up there and make the first Pokestop in Mars?
No, fuck that.
They're going to
This
the,
is gonna
the
be
way
like
to get
the first, well, like the second R-rated episode since we've come back. Fuck that.
the way that we're gonna get John on the Mars shuttle
You ain't,
is we're gonna
you
take
ain't getting me up there.
we're gonna take all
you know
these
how long it took
Pokemon
me to get on
and
a
just
fucking
like
roller
lead 'em.
coaster?
We'll just lead them onto the ship with Pokemon and then throw them in and go get them.
Single pop culture whatever where they go to Mars ends terribly.
Truth, very true.
Every single one. John Carpenter with his Ghosts of Mars.
Wait, he
That
bangs
was-
the princess.
Red Planet. The fucking droid that they have, the little boop 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 boop, boop motherfucker, punches a dude in the chest and breaks it.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's what else is there?
There's
Probably Fifth
the-
Element at some point. I wouldn't put it past us.
No,
in
the one
Star
where they
Trek
find the
film.
Yep.
That there's a thing around Mars.
What about the one? What about the one?
Here's the most damning evidence against me ever going to Mars, and it comes from all of my tabletop days with Warhammer 40,000. Mars is one of the Necron's tomb worlds, and if you don't know what a Necron is, I want you to picture Egyptian space robots, and they're terrifying. So no, I will absolutely not leave Earth. I would rather, I don't know, work in a penal colony and call it Australia than go to Mars.
There you go.
While we're at it, let's just rename Mars to Australia.
Okay. So let's
Australia
switch
2, Red Planet Boogaloo.
let's switch this up a little bit. Do you think humans will ever travel to a different solar system?
Yes, way in the
probably.
future.
Way in the future? You think we're not going to destroy ourselves first? That we'll be able to travel to a different solar system
That's-
before we destroy
That's
ourselves?
what I was about to say. I was about to say, well, see, if we destroy ourselves first, definitely not. But if we can keep ourselves together for another, let's say, 100 years, I think it's possible. I wouldn't discount
You're
it.
putting a lot of faith in a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So do you guys know what the closest habitable planet that they found is?
I mean, I know it's an Earth-like, and it's not in this solar system. It's some god awful amount of time away.
It's called Proxima Centauri,
Yeah, it's
and it's 4.2 light years from Earth. At our current speed, the current speed that we can travel, it would take about 6,300 years to get there.
Nice.
And that's the closest planet that we're not going to have to terraform in order to live on.
Yeah.
Because we could technically live on Mars. Mars is livable as long as we were able to terraform it and turn it into a place that people could live on. Otherwise, we'd have to have like dome cities and shit. But yeah, the
That
nearest
sounds
planet,
badass.
what, the dome cities?
Yeah.
Have you
That
not
sounds
played
awesome.
Terraforming Mars there, college boy? Do you
Have
know
you
what
not
happens?
watched? Have you not watched the Water on Mars episode of Doctor Who, Travis?
Oh yeah.
It's a bad idea. Okay, so we already covered the colonize, so we're kind of a mixed bag with the colonization. What do you think is the most important thing for astronomers to research to get us to a different planet? Like, what do you think we should be looking at as far as for our next home planet? Do you think should we be looking at a new Earth, or should we be more focused on the technologies to terraform a planet? So you know what I mean? Like, should we be researching more about the propulsion systems to get us to a new Earth faster, or should we be terraforming something closer?
As there is a limit to the speed at which we can travel
That we know of.
that we know of, I would say that it's more likely that terraforming would be the more viable option if we are to colonize another planet. So that's what I would vote for. I'm not sure what sort of technologies that would incorporate, but I'm sure that it's pretty far from our understanding still too. But as far as my limited understanding of current rocket science, in order to gain the speed at which you need to travel that distance, basically strapping yourself to a rocket isn't really going to do it.
Right.
It's going to have to be something more. You're basically going to, instead of have to explode with fire, you're going to basically have to explode with like atomics and such things. Or you could build up the speed by continuously accelerating until you reach a point where you can't accelerate anymore, basically. Which is the proposed speed of travel in most, like, close to reality science fiction sort of thing. Like, for instance, the Martian. That's how the ship worked in the Martian. It was a continuously accelerating vessel because since there is no friction or anything to stop an object in space, if you continuously accelerate it, you must decelerate yourself. So you can continuously accelerate to a speed at which you are traveling fast enough to find the next theoretical limit, basically.
Right, and that's how travel to the moon and travel to Mars currently works. Like I said before, in order to conserve fuel, they get to a certain speed and then cut the engines, and it'll continue going that speed because there's no friction. It won't actually stop. So
Yep.
Yeah.
And it takes insanely complicated mathematical figures to even plot courses through space, especially the farther you go.
Right. Okay. When do you think the first theme park is going to be set up on the moon?
Well, I can tell you that when it does get set up, that there's going to be hookers and blackjack and whalers on the moon. We carry a harpoon, but there ain't no whale, so we sing top tales and sing a lovely tune.
Nice Futurama reference.
Future after reference, you got it.
Yeah. Sorry, long day taking care of a 6-month-old.
Also, not for nothing, Ryan's wrong.
Why?
Why?
You're saying terraforming technology is the most important thing?
Yes.
Communications technology is even more important than that.
Well, no, that wasn't one of the options.
Justin,
John
two-
doesn't
question
listen.
again. Give me the prompt again.
the two options were research a way of traveling faster, or research in order to reach a Earth-like planet, or research in order to terraform a closer planet, such as Mars.
Justin, I'm going to let you weigh in on this.
Well, okay. My answer is I think terraforming is more important than trying to find the technology to go fast enough to get us to the closest planet we found so far is 6,300 years away. So I think we're a little bit better off trying to find a way to terraform Mars and introduce air into the oxygen into the environment, or create bubble cities. I think that's a more viable technology to look into.
Plus, bring it back to the aliens that this is supposed to be about, right?
Well,
Um,
in
well,
this episode, we're making the insinuation that the humans are going to be the aliens. That's kind of like where I
okay,
was
Yeah.
going
okay.
with this, because we're doing space
Yeah.
travel, so we would be the aliens somewhere else.
Yeah, well, if we think of it like that, they're just sitting, waiting for us to get to them, basically. If we figure out how to terraform and get to Mars, maybe they'll be like, good enough, and then come and visit us.
That's
Okay.
the test. The test is to colonize the closest world to you.
What if we all just get like $1 billion space bucks each and then just start making like water parks in Mexico and see if that gets them to come down?
There you
Okay.
go.
Baby Mafarksack. Oh, God damn it. I forgot what the hell his name is.
Hmm.
Baby
Hey,
McGee
hey guys, look, it's my
Farsack.
antisocial kitty.
What's her name again? Leia?
Lazy.
Lacey, that's it.
She's the goodest
Yeah.
girl. Ow, 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 ow.
Perfect timing.
Nice.
Good girl.
Okay, so here's the question that I was going to pose to you guys, and I told you guys to think your response, and we're going to go around and we're going to have a little discussion about this. But this is bringing it back to the science fiction a little bit. Would you rather live in the Star Wars universe or the Star Trek universe? Ryan, go.
I would rather live in the socialist utopia that is Star Trek. Most problems for the everyday citizen are taken care of. The striving of, I'm assuming I would be human, so I would say the striving of anyone who lives in the Federation is basically personal growth and personal goals, rather than just, hey, better make money or you're gonna die, like it currently is, and also Star Wars is. It's still exciting because shit still happens and stuff, but I feel like it's a better society, the Federation society. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily want to be a Klingon. I'm not necessarily the kind of soul to be a Klingon, but I wouldn't mind being part of the Federation. I mean, like, Star Wars is fun, but I feel like the thing that most people aren't saying that would be like, I want to live in the Star Wars universe, is like, no. You're not a fucking Jedi. You're not anybody. You're just a motherfucker who lives on a goddamn planet that the Empire came down and took over, and you're still you. You're still striving to make money.
Well, okay, so
Just
that's
aliens are walking around. That's about it. Okay.
that's the funny thing too, because it's even better. Like, as far as my answer would be the Star Trek universe too, because even if you turn around and you say, okay, so let's take both into account and say you are an employee on a spaceship. I would rather be an employee on a spaceship in the Federation than
Yes.
than an employee on a spaceship anywhere in the Star Wars universe.
Think of the basic, like, things that you get as part, if you, okay, as a crew member, even at a lowly ensign, of of a Federation ship, you get to use the goddamn replicators, so you can have whatever fucking food you want, any time of day, anywhere you want. Your job is basically going and pushing buttons, or like at worst, oh, I have to get my gun. I'm part of security. I gotta get my gun because
Which
the
do you
captain
remember?
decided to fuck some green alien, and now her family's here. I
Wait,
gotta
wait.
get a gun. I'm in the background. I'm not wearing red. This is maroon, not red. And then you know, it's not bad. And
Right. Do you remember when they went, because in Voyager they went a little further into how the replicators work? Do you remember that the replicators are basically they take the same stuff that the warp engines are fed and they turn
Yep.
that into food? So when
Yep.
you're making things with the replicator, you're literally eating warp engine food.
Yep.
Like it's literally transmitting, like they had to look for the same shit that was running the engines they had to use for the energy and whatever matter shit that was happening in the replicators. It was literally using the same shit that the engines were using.
Yep.
Which I find a little sketchy.
It's a little sketchy, but it's miracle food. You can't complain too much.
I guess.
But then compare it to like Star Wars, where it's like, okay, what's the biggest ships? Pick Empire or Rebels. But I mean, like, I wouldn't pick Rebels because if
They're
I'm picking
poor.
the way to be, it's like I'm not picking Rebels because maybe if I grew up in that society, I'd pick Rebels. But I mean, like, Empire's a better ship.
If you have a government job, you're on an
Yeah.
Empire ship.
Yeah, I'm part of the Empire. And then I'd be like,
I
okay.
mean, you got to think the Empire had to have postal workers, right? There had
Oh,
to
yeah.
be someone to deliver shit,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. And I
Wait,
would
we
always.
can't hear you now, John.
He just did a swear.
John did a swear.
What about you, college boy? Would you rather live in Star Trek or Star Wars?
I mean, I think from what you guys were saying, now I've changed over the Star Trek.
What
Just
was your
because-
argument for Star Wars?
What was my argument for Star? All right. Well, my
I want a
argument for
lightsaber.
Star Wars.
I want a lightsaber.
I mean,
really want a
yeah,
lightsaber.
that was
You're-
a little
You
bit
are
of my
specifically
argument.
you are specifically not a space wizard. Like, one in every 10 million people in the galaxy is a space wizard. All right, you're not a space wizard, probably.
All right. But then I was starting to think, what if I worked for the Empire and I was a stormtrooper, but I was the only one that
Okay.
actually went to shooting class and actually knew how to shoot?
There's
Okay.
a whole theory around the fact that the stormtroopers were told not to hit them. Like there's a whole thing like their bad aim was on purpose. Like they were given strict orders to not hit them.
But
If
why?
you Google it, just look up because they were basically told, like if you look at the plot and you look at like where they're going, they were trying to find like the rebels. They weren't, they didn't want to like
Oh,
kill.
that's
them.
true.
There's
That's
a
true.
whole theory about the fact that they couldn't hit a goddamn thing was actually on purpose, and it wasn't just them having bad aim.
I know how to break that theory.
Okay.
George Lucas does not think that deep. He's the man who invented fucking Jar Jar Binks. He doesn't think that deep. You can't tell me he thinks that deep.
My tongue, you know.
Oh my god. Okay, so if you were in the Star Trek universe, Trav, and so that you're now changing your mind to that,
Yeah.
would you work on a starship? Like,
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
okay,
I wouldn't want to live that life. I would want to take that adventure trip to anywhere in the entire universe, basically.
I mean, if you watch Star Trek, it's not an easy thing to do. Like, you have to. It sounds like the school. Why can't I think of the fucking name of the school?
Starfleet Academy.
Starfleet Academy. It sounds like that's hard as fuck. So, in
Listen,
order to work on a starship, it's not just like, it's not like they have like, I don't know, not say anything about like Steve. It's not like they have like janitors or mail carriers or anything like on the ship. Like, in order to work on a starship, you need to, have a pretty high IQ. But
You
again,
had to
in
go
the
to
Star Trek,
college.
right? But in the Star Trek universe, it's their currency is self-worth. Like so,
Yeah.
there's a lot more that's put on knowing shit than there is in having shit. So I don't know.
Well,
It's a different society.
I would follow my more engineering side of what I've done in my life, and I would try to become an engineer in that entire thing. Because I have to admit, taking care of a spaceship as an engineer sounds really awesome to me.
Yeah, until the engines decide to blow up, or an alien goes inside the engine, or an alien steals the engine, or I don't know how
Or
many
an
other
alien's ghost goes inside the engine, or the ship's AI decides to blow up the engine because it doesn't like you people anymore.
But also
or the
also you have
holodeck
to think
characters
you have to
come to
think
life.
you have to think that, all right, so if in the Star Wars universe you're not born a space wizard, then in the Star Trek universe, there's a very low chance that you're going to be on a ship that actually does anything.
Well, all the
Very
ships
true.
do something. No, I understand what you're saying, but all the ships do something. Like it's, you
Well,
know, even the
yeah.
U.S. Navy, you're going to be on a ship that does something. It's not like they just all sit and dock. But I understand what you're saying. But there's enough ships in Starfleet that you have a good chance of being on a ship that like does some kind of fucking exploration somewhere.
Well, they could all do exploration, but it's the fact of you're not going to be on the one that's from the TV show that's going to be like every
Yeah.
single week has a new
I-
problem.
You ever think that their ships have to be like really famous throughout all of Starfleet as like, oh, those motherfuckers always getting in trouble. I wouldn't want to be on that fucking ship. Why would you want to be on that ship, man?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on my ship where all we do is we just go around these 5 planets, we just drop things off, we pick things up, and that's it. You know, it's fine, it's cool.
Exactly.
What do you you know what? Yeah, you know what I do all day? I go on the holodeck and I go to the beach because that's what I do all day.
Okay, Steve, what about you?
I'll stick with Star Wars just because it's the actual universe I do know. I never watched Star Trek.
Okay.
Shame. But I
Yeah.
get it. That's fine.
Okay, Steve. I will give you. You can't be a space wizard, all right? No space wizard.
That's fine.
What would you like to be in the Star Wars universe? What would you strive to be?
Gladiator.
Besides space wizard. Gladiator?
Gladiator.
I thought you were going to say
John
smuggler.
has changed his name.
Star Wars is the, and that's all I'm saying.
I would be a gladiator.
Star Wars is the correct choice.
Yes.
Is he just gonna communicate through text now because his mic's not working?
He might be.
Mike is
He's
busted. Does he understand that nobody on the actual live call can see that?
Ryan
Ryan
is
is
wrong. Oh God. What socialism is death? Steve, where would you be? Where would you be in the? Where would you be a gladiator for like Jar? For I was about to say for Jar Jar, for the Huts.
Yeah. I would be a gladiator for him or someone else, probably not him. I probably wouldn't be at the top tier. So, die an honorable death.
I mean,
Oh, go.
Star Wars, I understand the whole can't be a Jedi thing. That's understandable, but I think if I can't be a Jedi, I don't think I'd want to work for the Empire, though that's probably what I would end up doing because I'm pretty sure like 90% of the population works for the fucking Empire.
Yes.
Kind of, capacity. Though I've always loved what the fuck was who made fun of it, the fact that they blew up the Death Star. Do you know how many contractors must have been on the Death Star that were just doing their fucking job? like how many just everyday people, and you don't see that until like the later, until the newest trio. The fact that's like, oh, what did Finn do? He was basically like a janitor. Like he was literally just like a janitor. Like
Yeah.
until they called him up and they gave him they put a gun in his hand. That's literally what he did. Like he just, I don't know. It's just crazy.
Justin, imagine your job in that scenario though.
What, like IT, like doing
Yeah.
IT work?
Yeah.
It's like Darth Vader calling me and telling me that his fucking communicator's not working.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, God. I mean, but you got to think about that. There's got to be, in the Star Wars universe, there's got to be people on those spaceships that just do normal jobs. Like things can't work all the time. Even like the automation stuff.
You'd be sitting in the canteen with your friends being like, yeah, it's really weird. Lord Vader's got all this porn of like this Queen Amidala. I don't know why he's obsessed with her. It's really weird.
No, he's
and every time I bring up sand in front of him, I tried to tell him why I like to go to the beach, and he keeps, I don't know, he started yelling at me and choking me out.
No, right.
Stop being wrong, all of you.
Right. Wait, John, what kind of porn does Darth Vader like? Anybody?
I don't know. I don't want to answer. I don't want people to already do it. They already do.
Amputee porn.
Oh, fuck.
Anyway,
okay.
stop being wrong, all of you. Star Trek is wrong.
Why?
Wait.
All right.
What?
I said Star Wars.
I know, Steve, you're a good boy for once.
Actually, I want to change mine though to Spaceballs.
Yeah, that's spoof though. That doesn't count.
Oh, come
It's
on.
pretty much the Empire still. No, I'm going to refer you to a YouTube video called Sci-Fi Civilizations Too Stupid to Exist.
Okay.
Like one of the first episodes he did was the Starfleet and the Federation of Systems. I don't remember much of it because I was half in the bag when I watched that video, but he probably made some good points. You're all wrong. Number 2, what time period of Star Wars? You have not answered this because my answer changes.
Oh, okay. I would say during the movies.
Which ones,
Which
Ryan?
one?
There's
The original.
11 of them at this point.
I would say episodes 3, 4, 5, 6 would be the worst. 7, 8, 9.
You mean when the universe / entire solar system is at its greatest under the Empire?
Okay.
Do you remember anything about those films? About why the
of
Empire
course
are
I
technically
do.
the good guys?
I would want to exist during episode 1, and I would want to work for the Trade Federation.
Because they can do no wrong.
Because
No.
they're Asian. Wait, they're not Asian. They're aliens. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Yeah, Nemoidians.
Yeah.
No. So if I'm going to exist, it's going to be during the time of the Empire because it makes the most sense. Or, and actually that's like 20 years, so that's like a perfect life right there anyway. Because they bring peace to for the most part, they actually bring peace to the entire galaxy. Well, of that one.
Don't tell Luke that.
What?
I said, don't tell Luke that.
Well, Luke is a fuckboy, so what do I care?
See, you're under the belief that that you don't agree with the rebels. You don't believe the rebels should exist. You think the Empire
I'm not saying that at all. At all. I'm merely stating that the Empire, if you compare the pre, post, and during the Empire, the entire galaxy is actually the most stable during their time. All they had to, well, I mean, we're going to get into a pop culture war on this one, but like there's things that they could have done to not be fucking, dumbasses during that whole period. But by getting rid of the Galactic Senate, which sounds like a really bad thing, do you remember how episode 1 took place?
Yes.
Yeah.
You remember,
I remember
that
learning
the
a lot
fucking
about how
trade
space-
embargo didn't get figured out via the Senate?
Yeah, I was about to say, I remember learning a lot about how space trade works.
Yeah. And then you get rid of all that and you make it an empire and it is streamlined basically. Like, I'm not saying that what they did was 100% perfecto and great, but
Well, yeah, they used violence to put down planets that disagreed with them at any time.
is that not what America does?
I 100%.
Could we not go
yeah.
into a desert country or 3 of them just to on the whim that there might be some people there? Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yep.
Sorry, folks. We're getting political, and
Wait.
I've
Are you
had it.
saying? Are you saying that all footage of Trump should just have the Imperial March put over it?
I would pay for all of the footage of him tripping that's been happening lately to be put to the Imperial March, because that would be fucking hilarious, especially the new one of him tripping upstairs.
Or videos of him walking up to the podium before he starts giving
Yeah.
his speeches at his rallies? There's got to be a YouTube video that exists with Trump and the Imperial March. There just has to be. There's got to be someone that did that.
Also, not for nothing, there's way more planets in Star Wars where I could live peacefully.
That's not true. There's a shit ton in Star Trek.
There's
I'm
a
saying-
planet
I'm
where
not saying
literally
I'm not saying there's no planets. I'm saying there's a shit ton more.
there's a planet in Star Trek where literally all they do is fuck all day. That's
Yeah, that
it.
sounds terrible.
There's
Ryan, the mind is willing, but the body is weak and squishy. Like, you can't do that all day.
Snoo.
oh, but it's just, but the system is nicer in Star Trek. I mean, like, we're not debating whether or
Yeah,
not
until
Star
the
Trek
Borg
is
show
possible.
up.
Yeah, and then the Starfleet is there.
Yeah, do you know? Do you not remember how many worlds fell before the Borg?
Oh yeah,
It
thousands.
literally took them until Earth. I would rather take my chances in Star Wars, where at least I know that I can maybe, go find another planet while the Vong attack. Sorry, folks at home, I don't really remember the extended universe that got retconned.
Where your space wizard daddy can jack you off with his
I don't
minds.
need a space wizard daddy. I just want to be a usual dude, and they actually seem like they're less shitty.
Yeah. It's just, people are, I would say for the average citizen, you're more likely to struggle and die in Star Wars than Star Trek. And that's why I'm picking Star Trek.
Star Trek is an internal war.
Star Wars is always, well,
Again, there's more planets where I can go to where it's less likely that there's going to be a war at my doorstep.
Yeah.
Actually, what does it take to die in poverty in Star Wars? Because even like Luke's aunt and uncle, they lived in literally the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yep.
And they had blue milk on the table every day.
They were moisture farmers, if you remember correctly, Trev.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You're right. Sipping blue milk.
Yeah. But like they weren't living in poverty really. I mean, you could literally they were moisture farmers. You could make a business out of anything in Star Wars.
I'm sure there's plenty of homeless people in Star Wars.
Yeah, but then
they all live on Corellia or in Mos Eisley.
But I think if you end up homeless in Star Wars, then you could always just go to any of like even the rebels or any of them and just be like, can I join? And they'll be like, yeah, sure, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
And then you work you work for them.
Do you remember what it took for Han Solo to join the army?
No.
Oh wait, no, none of you saw Solo because you're tryhard.
I did. I
saw it
shows
a while
up.
ago.
He's like, I want to join up, and they're like, cool, welcome aboard. Get on this thing.
That's true because like Starfleet, you have to go to college for.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
But the join up with anyone in Star Wars is like, can I join? And they're like, yeah, sure, hop on.
That's a bad thing, not a good thing.
No, it's not. Not
Yes, it
necessarily.
is. That means Starfleet is a better system because the people who are by your side are better than they would be in Star Wars. You're more likely to have like, well, plus wars are completely different on both sides, but you know, in Starfleet, the guy next to you is a highly trained Starfleet officer, where in Star Wars, the guy next to you is fucking Jar Jar Binks because he could sign a fucking form.
Hey, Ryan. How
Yeah.
long does it take for Starfleet to graduate?
I have no idea of the answer.
How many
to
people
that.
graduate at one time?
I have no idea of the answer to
I
that.
have literally hundreds, if not thousands, of planets where if even only 5 people per planet come in, I've got numbers on my side. It's the equivalent of Russia versus Germany versus US. Like, it's, you might have them better trained, but I've got more of them.
Starfleet's got better technology than Star Wars.
Not necessarily.
Yes, it does.
They've already had this argument.
Starfleet, you could take a bomb in your goddamn hands, teleport yourself over to a star.
You have to get through the shields first, and the shields are always up. So it's already been debunked. There again, I'm gonna go now to Eckhart's Ladder on YouTube. Thanks, folks at home. He's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
He did this one too. He did Warhammer versus Halo versus Star Wars versus Star Trek, and Warhammer comes out on top every single time because their power is just off the charts. And Halo comes in last every single time, and Star Wars 9 out of 10 times beats Star Trek.
But I
proceed. I am your nerd man today.
So the Starfleet Academy takes 4 years to graduate from.
Cool.
There's about, as far as anybody can guesstimate, there's about 5,000 to 10,000 people that graduate every year.
Okay, so in the time since you start till the time that you graduate, there's 20,000 Starfleet cadets ready to go.
Right.
20,000.
Yes.
Let's say you're 35, so 20 times 35. I'm totally not using my calculator for this math here as I, just chat about how old's the Federation?
I don't have that information on top of my
All
head.
right, I'm gonna go with a round number. And how many you said it was 5,000?
5 to 10, yeah.
5 to 10. I'm gonna split the difference, say 8,000. So that means in 100 years, 800,000 cadets have passed through. Now, let's assume that 35% thereabouts have passed on to the other side. So let's go ahead and times 0.35. Oop, that's plus.
You know you're in trouble when John is trying to use math.
So that means 280,000 of those 800,000 have died. So that leaves you with 520,000. Again, hundreds, thousands, planets, etc., plus cloning technology, Camino, yada yada, all those. And in only the first wave on Attack of the Clones, they had 200,000 ready with nearly 1 million more ready to go. Numbers are on my side. Don't care what you say. If there's ever a war, all I need is a few ISDs.
Okay. Well, let's leave it there. Let's end our conversation with there. We're not going to agree either way. So it is time for recommendation time. Anybody want to use our, sing the theme song?
No, play the fucking soundbite.
Soundbite played.
No, you didn't play it.
Edit in post.
Future Justin, put the soundbite in.
It's edited in post. Who wants to go first? Who's got a recommendation this week?
How about this? There's a new podcast I've been listening to. It's part of the Rooster Teeth stable of podcasts. I would actually mention 2 of their new stable of podcasts. There's Red Web and Black Box Down. Red Web is a internet mysteries podcast. Every single episode has been really interesting so far. They have a couple of the guys from Achievement Hunter doing it. They've gone over things like the lead mass of Ventum Hill, which is a very interesting case where two men in completely immaculate business suits with raincoats over them, with handmade lead masks to cover their eyes, were found dead on a hill in Brazil. And it goes on from there. So if you like weird mysteries, weird conspiracies, and things that have a lot to do with the internet, the history of the internet, I highly recommend it. It's a very good podcast. It's being produced by Rooster Teeth, so it's got very good production value to it. On the same sort of thing is Black Box Down, which is a podcast about airline disasters, and it's very interesting, especially if you are interested in air travel and the dumb shit that has happened and how it's been reshaped. It's a very good podcast. Once again, very high production value, very entertaining. I highly recommend both. So that's Red Web and Black Box Down.
Very cool.
Yep.
John, what do you got?
I'm going to go ahead and recommend the Galactic Empire's military might, because at its peak,
Jesus Christ.
it had some 500,000 member and conquered worlds, as well as 69 million colonies, protectorates, and puppet states. Meanwhile, the Federation increased size of a large magnitude in the next generation to a battle fleet consisting of maybe 30 to 100 ships.
What about you, Steve? What do you
I
got?
accept her defeat.
Okay, go cry to your space wizard daddy, okay?
I don't even need them.
I'm gonna recommend Spaceballs because I enjoy it better than Star Wars.
Realistically, though, like if I'm going to recommend anything, it's going to be good old fashioned Starship Troopers. Just not, and people at home, do not go to Starship Troopers shit posting on
No.
Facebook. It's terrible.
No.
I'm
Yeah.
disappointed in myself that I've been in part of this group for as long as it is. It's nothing but just pro-Republican and shit, just terrible, terrible memes. I'm taking a hard stance on politics today. Sorry, gang.
All good.
But yeah, no, Starship Troopers, go watch it. It's wonderful.
I'll be a Rico, or try to be.
Nuke 'em, Rico.
Rico's Rangers.
Roughnecks, god damn it, dude. You never noticed that every single clan I make on any online game lives Roughnecks?
Yeah, I know. It's.
Did you not notice that the name of our farm is Roughneck?
Yeah, I've seen that movie so many times. I should have known that off the top of my head.
I'm disappointed in you. You need to go home and watch Rise of the Fellowship now.
Okay.
Johnny Rico makes an appearance as himself. and his license plate is Bug Killer or some shit like that.
Nice.
Steve, all you. Oh no, you just did. Yeah, no. Okay.
It's
Trav,
me.
go.
I don't really know what I'm gonna recommend, so what I'm gonna recommend this week is Razor scooters. They're incredibly lightweight and easy to carry. They're really good at folding up really quick and bringing into your next class.
Hey, Trav.
Yeah.
1990 is calling and wants its scooter back.
Listen,
steal off my mom's front
you.
porch.
Well, let's see.
Do you have the gold-plated one?
No, I just have a red one that costs $20.
That's about what the gold-plated one cost. You could have had a fully gold Razor.
Okay, I
micro
apologize.
scooter.
The Razor scooter was released in 2003 and sold 5 million units in 6 months.
Yep.
That's right.
And then
'Cause
we
they're so
never
good.
rode them again.
Until now. Until everybody on my college campus.
Why don't you just
I
grow up
see
and
little
learn how to
kids riding
skateboard
them
like
every
an
once in a
adult?
while.
It's got to be the most college kid thing to do. Is just like, I'm just gonna randomly adopt this as my thing. I ride scooters now.
I have met a lot of people here that have rode scooters, and we have called ourselves Scooter Gang ever since. So I've
Scoots?
made a
Yeah,
cult.
seriously, the scooter gang. You can't call
Yes.
yourself something like Ryan just said, like the Scoots or
Scoot,
something.
scoot.
Like
Scoots,
Scoot
the
scoots.
scoots, the
The
scoots.
Scoots.
No, he
The
can't call himself the
Scoots.
Scoots.
you can get an electric version for only about $130.
Yeah,
I
but
was
then
like,
you
He's a
have to
college
have
student.
a terrible electric one. You don't
in
want
Waterville, Maine, the Walmart that's here is like New Haven level Walmart, or like, yeah,
that. So it's full of the good. Gotcha.
yeah. Waterville,
You want ramen
Waterville
noodles? We got you.
is
Buy
nice.
5, get 6 for free.
So driving into Waterville, Maine, one of the things you will discover is that over a railroad track there is a Burger King sign, but in no sight from the Burger King sign is there a Burger King. There's just a Burger King sign sitting there with no Burger King next to it.
Take a picture next time you're there.
So
I
not like a
will.
billboard, but like a Burger King sign, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
actual like.
Yeah. Like
Interesting.
the actual sign and everything is yeah, but there's no Burger King. And we've discovered that is literally like on the other side of the buildings from the Burger King sign. It's like on the other side of the town. It's great.
Nice.
Just gotta let you know that it exists.
Hey Ryan,
What?
I just want you to know. I just got a push notification to my phone. And Farming Simulator 19 Alpine Farming Expansion coming soon.
Fuck yeah.
Nice. So my recommendation this week, please sponsor us. If we don't have any major sponsors or anything like that, but Aha Seltzers. Oh, it's fucking my camera up, but Aha Seltzers. I drink this shit like crack. Fucking love these. These are like my favorite seltzers now. So, yeah, they come in cans. It's really good. My favorite is the coffee and cherry, but I am currently drinking the citrus green tea, which also has caffeine in it. My camera's getting all fucked up. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, but go out, buy it. They're really good. So that's my recommendation. I'm gonna try and do my recommendation as some kind of product sponsor each week and see if we can get some, some fucking money for it.
Hey, follow
There you go.
up push notification that came up to me from today. Casper Van Dien talks the second and a Starship Troopers TV show.
Fuck
Nice.
yeah.
Okay, so that's all we got for today. That was all of us recommendations, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So thank you for listening or watching us. If you want to listen to us again or catch up on any of our other episodes, you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, Twitch, and a handful of other podcast platforms. If you can't find us on your favorite podcast platform, please let us know so I can work on getting us there. It's pretty easy. I can do it without any issue. So if you can't find us somewhere, please let us know. Our tag you can use to find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and more is 3EP Podcast. That's the number 3EP Podcast. Our website is 3eppodcast.com. Please come check it out. Our email is 3episodepodcast@gmail.com with the 3 spelt out that time. We live stream our episodes almost every Tuesday around 8 p.m. We sometimes get, started late. So we're not all perfect. Please give us a like and most definitely comment so we know what you think about what we're doing, or let us know if you have any questions. If they are listening on SoundCloud or YouTube now, I guess, and any other place that allows them to do these things, Steve, what do they do?
Like, comment, subscribe, push that bell notification. Let us know what you think. Leave us a comment. Come be on our show. It's very easy now because we're on Zoom.
Yes, it's very easy. Though I got to figure out why Zoom's not letting me stream directly to Facebook, but that will be a problem for another day. Please also remember to check out our network at giveusaShot.network, where you can find our sister podcasts as well as our t-shirts and merch. Like John mentioned last week, they are doing a sports podcast right now. Stuff about sports, right, John? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Pretty
stuff
sure
about
that's the
sports.
one. If I was smart, I would have gone on Facebook to double check that for you. But I'm currently reading about this Starship Troopers TV show that looks exciting.
Nice. Okay, so that's all we have. I have to go because it is my wife's 30th birthday tomorrow. So I am gonna go. Everyone say good night to everyone watching. And
Good
listening.
night.
We only have one watcher
Good
right now, but
night.
anybody listening or watching in the future,
Have a good night.
Good night.
Night.
whatever.
Nuke Enrico.